People point their fingers, tell me that I'm wrong, turn their heads away, say I don't belong, cover up their ears, they don't wanna hear my song, but I'm doing the best I can, dear God. I'm writing you a letter because I know you're real and no one understands me, but you know how I feel. I try to be like you and walk the straight and narrow way, but I keep falling down, so that's why I must say, dear God, I'm doing the best I can. Doing the best I can, love me. For by grace you are saved through faith, and that not of yourselves, it is a gift of God, not of works, lest any man should boast. Ephesians 2:8-9. For as high as the heavens are above the earth, so great is his love for those who fear him. As far as the east is from the west, so far has he removed our transgression from us. As a father, he has compassion on his children, so the Lord has compassion on us.
Hezzy, you tired?
Psalm 130:11.
That's pretty. Yep. You know what's crazy? I just noticed the Batman building downtown. Okay, look at this. Is he right there? It's the Batman building downtown. Crazy.
But I loved it. But watch it with the words on.
Oh yeah, I always do. Oh, they're so pretty.
Those are like show dogs.
Last week my show was about fat, but I didn't really get into it that much. My dad was a gymnastics coach and he was my coach, and it was the family business, and I had to do it for 18 years competitively, and there's a lot of eating disorders in the gymnastic world, as you can imagine. So my whole life I've been running from that, trying to find a way to make my brain think normal about food and weight, and I don't know if I'm ever gonna figure out how to just, eat healthy. And then I went into show business as a natural, next thing, because I guess being on a balance beam that's 4 inches wide, flipping over in a leotard, which is naked, for 18 years trains you to be on stage. I don't know. So people should be gentle and not, I'm also on a pill, letrozole, blocks estrogen so that I won't get breast cancer again. So, as a fellow cancer survivor, did having a brush with cancer change your life in any way?
Well, the word cancer changes your life pretty fast. It's life interrupted. That's what it is. But I didn't really have any feelings about it. I didn't cry. I didn't get angry. I didn't respond any of those ways. I just wanted to get it out of my body.
Yeah.
But I did come to terms with the worst case scenario, which would be death from cancer.
Yeah.
And I wasn't afraid.
Why?
I wasn't afraid because
afraid?
of my faith in God.
Really?
Yeah. I just knew that It's not us. It's not the people that die that are afraid. You're afraid that your family and people that love you will be affected by your death. We should never be afraid of death because that's the glory of going to heaven and living with God, right?
Yeah.
So life eternal. So I didn't worry about that. Your fear with that when you know you're dying, if you are, because I'm not, but if you were, it's the people you're leaving behind.
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest
I kind of felt like,
reality. So, you there?
yeah.
So knowing that you also had cancer and had to deal with that word,
Yeah.
do you think it's easier to know if you're going to die and have time to prepare for that, or to be killed instantly in a car accident? What do you think would be worse on your family members? Or
Well, I think my husband would love for me to be dead. My children are doing great without me. They have no time for me. So my family, I don't think they would care.
I would miss you, okay?
Oh,
You know
thank
that.
you. But like, I would rather die instantly. Boom.
Would you?
Yeah, I don't want the lingering. Let me write a poem and film my. I know. I just want boom. There.
Right.
Woo. So me and Patty just finished our hike, and I was just wondering. Tell me some of those things the children wrote to God.
Okay, so I was reading some children's letters to God, and these were my favorite. So this is from Charlene. She's in 2nd grade, and she said, "How did you know you were God?"
Good.
It's cute, Charlene. Good job. Okay, this one is from Nan. "Dear God, who draws the line around the countries?" You know, I've wondered that too, Nan. But that's a good question for God.
That's good.
All right, let's see what Robert wrote. "Dear God, I'm an American. What are you?"
I love it.
Robert, see what these little kids think of?
You know,
Out of the mouths of babes, right?
my favorite one is. Go ahead. This might
Okay.
be my favorite.
This is it. This is from Ruth. "Dear God, I think the stapler is one of your greatest inventions." The stapler.
Okay, this is my favorite one that you told me was
The hardest nights, all your mercies in disguise.
my point is, oh, here's a picture my dad showed me when I was 6 years old. He said there's 3 body types. There's ectomorph, mesomorph, and endomorph. Endomorph is skinny. I think that would be, John Phillips of the Mamas and the Papas, and his daughter Mackenzie Phillips and China Phillips. They kind of look tall and skinny naturally. Then there's the mesomorph, which is your naturally, big boned Louis Anderson and me. And then there's the and Roseanne maybe. And then there's the mesomorph, which is the you're born like with a natural inclination. Your body's like muscular, and like some. So here's the picture that he showed me, and he said, "Little Vicki, we're cursed. You're genetically inferior. You were born mesomorph." Not sure if parents should do that to children, but so I know a lot of people out there can relate. Want to hear this story? Okay. Donald and the Fake News by Eric and Tim Raglan. Based on a true story. We the people. This book is dedicated to those who hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal and are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights. Life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. Well, that means it's dedicated to me. Okay, Donald and the fake news. Once upon a long time ago, when people lived in caves, there was a country called the Land of the Free. It was presided over by a president named Donald. Everyone was happy. Oh, not quite everyone. There were some citizens who pretended to love freedom but actually hated it. They called themselves the Resistance because they vowed to resist everything Donald said or did. They met in a deep cave and they plotted to bring the swamp back. And then it says why? Because they had swamp privileges. And you'll have to read it for yourself, but this character looks a lot like Nancy Pelosi. And then, I don't want to give it away, but she does run off a cliff and everybody follows her. Look, she runs off the cliff, and then this is great art. And then everybody follows her. Oh, the Resistance follow her. I'm not going to give away the end, but I love this book. I'm in heaven. I'm in heaven at the rock store. Here's the rocks that I want to buy. And I want to put them all over my garden.
Have you ever been bullied or made to feel like you're less than you are? Let me show you how awesome you really are. Let's go. Let me first show you what you look like when you were 1 day old. To see how small you were, let's zoom in on the tip of this needle. This is what you look like when you were 3 days old. 16 cells all clumped together. And today you are made of 100 trillion cells. Wow! To give you an idea what 100 trillion cell is, let's compare a single cell to a golf ball. It would take 35,880,000,000 golf balls to fill up the Dallas Cowboys stadium. So to reach 100 trillion, it would actually take enough golf balls to fill up over 300 Dallas Cowboy stadiums. Now the real question is, how do you go from 1 cell to 100 trillion cells? The cell is like a computer, and to make a computer work, it takes a computer program. The computer program of the cell is called DNA, and the DNA teaches the cell how to make a copy of itself. The DNA inside the cell has over 3 billion tiny information that describes everything about you, from the color of your eyes, the color of your hair, and so on. Now we already know how small this cell is, but if you were able to unzip a single cell and pull the DNA out of it and stretch it out, it would be 6 feet tall. In fact, if you're able to pull all the DNA from the cells of your body, the length would be the same as the distance going back and forth to the moon over 178,000 times. What's also incredible about the DNA is that everyone's DNA, no matter what the skin color is, whether you're a guy or a girl, everyone's DNA is 99.9% identical. The only difference is that 0.01%. And that 0.01% is what makes you unique, original. And that's what's going to make you contribute to the world, to bring something different, to make the world a better place or the world a bad place. The choice is yours. Now let's talk about something else about you that is awesome. Your eyes. Did you know that no cameras in the world, not even the spy camera, can do what your eyes can do and give you that instant focus? Why is that? Inside your eyes you have what you call retina. The retina is able to transmit to your brain roughly 1 million bits of information per second at the same speed of the internet. Did you know that your eyes were first formed in the womb when you were approximately 5 months old? At that moment, over 1 million optical nerves left the center part of the brain, and 1 million optical nerves left the area of your eyes. And these nerves had to find their perfect partner, 1 million for 1 million. And when they did, your eyes were formed. Now let me tell you about your heart. Your heart is about the size of your fist. It beats over 100,000 times per day. And the role of the heart is to push blood throughout your body for over 60,000 miles of blood vessels. Now 60,000 miles of blood vessels is basically the same distance as if you go around the earth 2.5 times every day. No wonder I need a coffee sometimes. Now let's talk about your brain. I'll be brief and just say one thing about your brain. The largest computer in the world is called a Japan K. It takes 40 minutes for the Japan K computer to record 1 second of your brain's activity. You see, what's going on inside of you is so awesome and incredible that there is nothing from the outside world that can affect the inside of your world unless you allow it. You are awesome and awesomely made.
I will praise thee, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Marvelous are thy works, and that my soul knoweth right well. Now I'm going to read it in the other translation. This is King James. O Lord, you've searched me and known me. You know my downsitting and my uprising. You understand my thoughts afar off. Okay, I'm going to read it in the New Living. Okay, this is Psalm 139 in the New Living Translation. O Lord, you've examined my heart. You know everything about me. You know when I sit down or stand up. You know my thoughts. You see me travel. You see me rest. You know everything I do. You know everything I say. Your hand of blessing is on my head. Such not. Oh, look at my ring sparkling. Cool. I can never escape from your spirit. Such knowledge is too wonderful for me, too great for me to understand. I think this is the one. I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Thank you for making me so wonderfully complex. Your workmanship is marvelous. How well I know it. You watched me as I was being formed in utter seclusion as I was woven together in the womb. You saw me before I was born. Every day of my life was recorded in your book. Every moment was laid out before a single day had passed. That's amazing. How precious are your thoughts about me, O God. They cannot be numbered. I can't even count them. They outnumber the grains of sand. And when I wake up, you're still with me. Now, if that doesn't comfort someone before they're going to sleep, I don't know what would. You made all the delicate inner parts of my body, knit me together in my mother's womb. You made all the parts of my body, and God He knit you together in your mother's womb. See? That's why you can't believe in abortion. It's impossible.
I have food to eat that you do not know about. Who got you food?
Wait a minute. You told her? And she can tell others?
What food? My food is to do the will of him who sent me and to accomplish his work.
You told her who you are?
Mm-hmm.
So does that mean?
It means we're going to stay here a couple of days. It's been a long time of sowing, but the fields are ripe for harvest.
And so it's time.
Let's go.
Yes!